Your big break is finally here. You've got all week to draft your pitch, but things don't really work out the way you planned. Motivation wasn't the problem because on Monday you felt motivated, but you just thought the first real step was to create the perfect playlist for your project. So you decided to wait till Tuesday. Great day, but first, your daily dose of caffeine. Oh, and look at that, your inbox is full. Hours fly by and the day ends, but your slides are still a blank canvas. Wednesday, you realize that time is ticking, so you put your phone on D&D and crack your knuckles. You start trying to find the right template because presentation is key. You finish with a sense of accomplishment, but that's all you do all day. It's Thursday. Panic mode is finally on. You suddenly realize that you need a punchy title. Cue to hours of brainstorming. Eventually, you settle on Pitch Perfect. You feel like you've done something, but it's barely a start. And Friday, it's crunch time. You finally start creating the slides, but halfway through, you are plagued by a this or that question. You get a notification ding and spend the rest of the day scrolling several kilometers on social media. 4 hours to the end of the day. You're laser focused. Your creative juices are in full swing, but you're racing against time. You finish a few minutes late. You try to submit, but your submission isn't accepted. You're heartbroken because you know you could have avoided this by starting early. You even start reading articles on how to overcome procrastination. Pretty ironic, right? But you can't shut off the endless list of what-ifs in your head. You wish you started early. You wish you didn't procrastinate. You wish you could turn back the hands of time. But then if wishes were horses, even beggars would ride. We've all been here at some point, and it's okay to be there. But it's not okay to stay there, because procrastination can cost you a lot. You know it's bad for you, but you just can't help yourself. Well, it's inherently illogical to act against your well-being, so maybe it's not really harmful. You'll be surprised to find that procrastination is actually our body's defense mechanism from mental stress. The reason you're procrastinating and avoiding that task is because you see it as threatening, so your mind sees it like an actual threat.
Threatening to kill me.
Let's break it down. There's a part of your brain that handles your emotions and spots threats. It's called the amygdala. When you procrastinate, it triggers the release of adrenaline, causing a fear-flight response. The panic drowns out the more rational signals from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that helps you plan ahead and manage your emotions. So, in the heat of the moment, you'd rather dodge the stressful task and choose something easier instead. It's just a deadline, not a bear attack, but that's just how it works. Now, while all of us have procrastinated at some point in our lives, 1 in 5 people are actually more chronic than others, pushing tasks at almost every chance they get. We get it. Working hard is hard. That's why it's called hard work. But procrastinating does far more damage than you think. You do it because it feels good, but just because it feels good doesn't actually mean it's good. If you keep up with it, you might fall into depression with zero self-esteem from the feeling of never achieving. Yep, it's scientifically proven. Many studies have shown that undergrad students that don't procrastinate always have higher GPAs and fewer hospital visits in comparison to procrastinators. They also have lower levels of anxiety and guilt. And now, scientists have seen that chronic procrastination is related to depression, demotivation, and low self-confidence. Oh, and if you're waiting for us to get to the part where we'll share some benefits of procrastination, sorry to burst your bubbles. There's no research or study that shows or proves that there are any. So, all those things you say to encourage yourself, like, I think I just work differently. My workflow is unique. I work best under pressure, aren't true scientifically. Sure, you agree now that procrastination isn't a good thing, but the real hard work is in overcoming your procrastination and getting things done in time. Maybe it's because they seem so far away. A 2011 study showed that when people are shown a vivid illustration of how they'll probably look when they retire, they are more likely to say that they would save for it than without an illustration. Your view is that powerful. Hence, the first step to overcoming procrastination is for you to actually change your view.
Procrastinate.
If someone comes to tell you about saving for your retirement right at this moment, you'd most likely shelf it for later because retirement seems so far away. There's no close deadline in view, and this video is really great, so you wouldn't want to leave it for anything. Even retirement, that's a good view. Thank you for the compliment, but it's not the best view. Don't view tasks based on how close or far away they look. Rather, view them based on how important they are and how much time you need to get them done. Retirement might be far away, but the earlier you start saving for it, the better for you. So, a task is either urgent and important, urgent but not important but important, or not urgent and not important. Another thing you need to do is to choose to listen to the right voice. Always. If you need to do the dishes, for instance,
in this instance,
one voice in your head will tell you outrightly that those dishes aren't going to wash themselves. But the other voice will probably say something along the lines of, hey, are you really considering dishes over this cool TV show? That's lame, man. What's really lame is listening to that lame voice. If you listen to your prefrontal cortex more often, your quality of life would be so much better. Finally, you need to stay motivated. Now this is a tough one. Even on your big days, you can spend months and months working on something, and then, when it's time to make that teeny-weeny fraction of a move to wrap it up, you feel so demotivated. And then you wonder why. Why is motivation so fickle? All right, let's back up a little on this one. First off, what is motivation? Motivation is your drive, a burning desire, a yearning or impetus for an action. It's the energy that keeps you going, well, until you exhaust it. The secret to staying motivated and keeping your drive alive is knowing the actual source of that drive. These sources can be intrinsic or extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is usually trapped in the activity. The experience you get from doing a task is what stirs a desire in you. Do you want to do it? Playing video games, watching your favorite TV show, or doing things you love generally involves intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, takes a longer route. In this case, you might not really like the task, but you do like the aftermath of the task. For example, you might not like working, but you love getting your paycheck. People who are driven by extrinsic reasons actually find it hard to stay motivated for long. Think about it. You are actually more likely to do things because you genuinely enjoy doing it, not because you have to do it. You are more likely to want to ace the test and exams of a subject you love than a subject you hate. Years of psychological research have shown that whether it's for school or work, or even fun stuff, internal motivation helps you stay committed for longer. Yeah, I know, motivation is actually complicated, but since you know that intrinsic motivation is a potent solution to your procrastination addiction, try to love everything you're doing. Okay, that came out wrong. Try to enjoy every moment of getting things done. And when you need some emotional support or a little dose of extrinsic encouragement, you can ask a friend to join you. Some other times, the reason for our lack of motivation is because the task seems very challenging. You can try breaking it into smaller bits. That will ease you of the anxiety and make you more optimistic altogether. And if you just find it outright boring, you can spice things up by playing good music while at it, or watching a comedy show, or just doing something fun. Now, you see, procrastination isn't so hard to get rid of after all. You just need to get the limitations out of the way and actually get the job done. Do you think you need to be motivated to really overcome procrastination? Let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to learn more about human psychology and behavior, and leave a comment below regarding your opinion on overcoming procrastination.